All right, decoders, welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are doing well this evening. An impromptu live stream for you all tonight. Have some things I want to share, get out to you guys that I've been looking into. We'll wait for a few people to join, and then we'll jump into it. Hello, Shai, how you doing? I know this is kind of last minute, so we'll give people a few minutes to join, and then we'll get into the information. But we got some interesting stories to look at. Stuff that I haven't seen anyone else covering, so it's something that needs to be looked into. Hello, Miriam, and hello, Ethereal Expressions, and Sig310, and Sean, and Carla. Hello, all to you guys. Much love. Good evening. So we'll give it another couple minutes here, see if some more people can join. I put out a video yesterday, a short video. If you guys didn't check that out, it's the 333 code video. It's in my video section. So if you guys didn't see that video, check that one out. I'm also going to talk about that here, but that one's a quick one to look into. Oh, thank you for stopping in, Carla, for the first time. I appreciate it. Glad to have you. Welcome, AJ Knight. Hope you're doing well. So let's see here. We got 21 in the chat. Going to try to wait for a few more because I know there'll probably be a few more that eventually show up here. But let me just kind of start off talking about this stuff, and then we'll give people a few minutes to join in. So as you can see by my header video picture, I'm going to be talking about a few things that happened. I'm going to be talking about a helicopter crash, okay, that thanks to you guys in the community, you guys brought this up to me, and I looked into it, and I'm going to show you just how crazy this helicopter crash was right before the Super Bowl, and just how it was tied to everything we've been talking about: Barack Obama, Black History Month, Kamala Harris, all this Black history stuff, because, guys, February is Black History Month. So it's all tied to that. It's tied to Kobe Bryant, who obviously died in a helicopter crash. And then we're going to talk about the impeachment of the Homeland Security Director and just how ominous the numbers are that they're trying to impeach the guy who's in charge of the Homeland Security of the United States. So we're going to go over all that here in this video. So we got 25. All right, that's enough. We'll start jumping into it. For those of you who are catching up later, you guys can just watch it on the replay. So with that being said, let's jump into it. Once my computer loads here, it's being very slow tonight. All right, so Black History Month, guys, February, and it was in the news that a Nigerian bank CEO and his wife and son were among 6 killed in a helicopter crash, okay? And as soon as you think of this, you think of Kobe Bryant, right? He died in a helicopter crash. Don't forget that in Sumerian gematria, the word helicopter equals 666. Remember, Kobe Bryant had the 666 workout. He was also known as the Black Mamba, which is like a black snake, right? So there's a lot of connections between Kobe Bryant, the 666. But so this guy, right? So let's just read the story for a minute. Wigwe, I think it's how you say it, Wigwe, I'm not sure, and 5 others died on February 9th, 2 days before the Super Bowl, in a Eurocopter EC-130, in which they were traveling a crash near Nipton, California. Remember, Kobe Bryant also died in a helicopter crash in California. Also killed were his wife, his son, and a former chairman of the Nigerian exchange group. So again, this ties to the money, guys. A lot of connections to financial crashes. All right, so you got a banker dying in a crash, right? Doesn't sound very good to me. And he's not the only one. There was two bankers that died in this crash. The passengers were on their way from Palm Springs Airport to Boulder City, Nevada, on a charter flight operated by Orbic Air to attend Super Bowl. Okay, so this is all connected to the Super Bowl. And because the crash happened supposedly 2 days before, but we're going to connect it to the Super Bowl, and we're going to connect it to the day that the crash happened, and connect it to Kobe Bryant, right? So, anyways, here's the big thing, guys. This guy is named Herbert Wigwe, okay? And Herbert Wigwe just happens to equal Black History, 181 and 181, okay? And I want you guys to notice this guy's birthday is August 15th. Now, August 15th is the Jesuit order's birthday, okay? The Jesuits are bankers, the Templars, right? So what's the chances that this guy is a banker and he just happens to have a Jesuit birthday, okay? Not a coincidence in my mind. And he just happens to equal Black History. And we're in Black History Month, and he dies in a helicopter crash in Black History Month, okay? Now, the 181 gets even bigger until I show you that. So this is absolutely insane, all right? There's no doubt about this. How could anyone question this, all right? A black guy dies in Black History Month. Black History equals 181. His name, Herbert Wigwe, equals 181, like the first African-American black president, Barack Hussein Obama II, equals 181, okay? 181 is the 42nd prime number. Remember Jackie Robinson, who wore the number 42? So 181 and 42 are synonymous here, okay? Remember, the Super Bowl was on the 42nd day of the year in February, which equals 42, okay? And these guys were on their way to Boulder City, Nevada to watch the Super Bowl on the 42nd day of the year, okay? And again, Boulder City, Nevada equals 181, the 42nd prime. They were on their way in February, which equals 42, to watch the Super Bowl, which was on the 42nd day of the year. And it was Black History Month, and Black History equals 181, like the guy who died in the crash, okay? So, and look, his birthday, this guy's birthday, who equals 181, was 181 days before the Super Bowl, okay? And 181 is the 42nd prime. The Super Bowl was on the 42nd day of the year. Jackie wore number 42. February equals 42. The N-word equals 42. Slavery equals 42. Jackie equals 42. Okay, this is so obvious that I shouldn't even need to spell it out so much, but it's just crazy, okay? From the guy having a Jesuit birthday, he has the same gematria as Barack Obama. He has the same gematria as Black History, the same gematria as the place they were traveling to, and his birthday was 181 days before the Super Bowl, okay? And that's what they were going to see. So, yeah, so Carla, I hope that as you slowly pick up, I know at first it might be a bit confusing, but the main point here is that this guy died in Black History Month, and his name has the matching gematria to Black History, okay? And he died the Super Bowl was 181 days after his birthday, okay? And his name equals 181, and the Super Bowl was on the 42nd day of the year, and 181 is the 42nd prime number, okay? So hopefully I'm being clear, and you guys are understanding that. But just so much to be a coincidence, guys. And the fact that it's a banker, going down doesn't sound like good for the banks, okay? So now let's connect it to Obama, right? Because Obama has been clearly connected to the Black history, okay? Barack Hussein Obama II equals 181, the 42nd prime. And that number 42 is hugely connected to Black history. And so look at this. Not only did Herbert Wigwe, the guy that died in the plane crash, not only did he have matching gematria to Barack Hussein Obama II with 181, he also has the 64 like Barack Hussein Obama. 64 Herbert Wigwe, Barack Hussein Obama, 64. And there was another banker that died on this helicopter crash. His name was Abimbola Ogunbanjo. Okay. And his name also equals 64, like Barack Hussein Obama. Okay. So you have all these 64s. The two guys that died on the plane crash both equal 64, and Barack Hussein Obama 64. And I have 64 in the chat. Okay. There it is again. 64 in the chat. And I'm talking about the number 64. And usually my live streams are more full than that. So it's interesting that that's what the number is. But anyways, no doubt about it, connected to Barack Obama, connected to Black history. And look at this guy, the other guy that died in the helicopter crash. He was born on July 11th. Okay. That means the Super Bowl that he was traveling to attend was 216 days after his birthday. So if he was born on July 11th and the Super Bowl was 216 days after his birthday, and Barack Obama was born on the 216th day of the year. Okay. So again, another connection to Barack Obama. Remember, 6 times 6 times 6 is 216. Okay. And that was a huge connection to Kobe Bryant and also many other things. But I'm not going to get into that here. But you guys know how big, if you guys know the numbers, you guys know how big the 216 is. Okay. And yeah, so what are the chances that they all have the 64 and then the 216 connection from the guy's birthday to the Super Bowl? Okay. Now, not only that, from this guy, the guy that died on the helicopter crash, from his birthday, July 11th last year, to the day he died in a helicopter crash on February 9th was 213 days. Okay. 213 days. And Black History Month equals 213. So he dies in Black History Month, and he dies 213 days after his birthday in a helicopter crash, and Black History Month equals 213. Okay. And again, he has matching gematria with Barack Hussein Obama, who's very tied to this month, right? So anyway, let me see what you guys are saying. Yeah, okay. Yeah, good connection, Casey Jones. So he's saying that the guy who died in the helicopter crash, his initials are HW, which is 8/23. That's Kobe Bryant's birthday. This is connected to Kobe Bryant, who also died in a helicopter crash. Okay. And we're going to get to Kobe Bryant in a minute, how that's tied to that. So hold on a second. Let me get to the next slide. So I want to talk about one other number here. So this guy, this banker that died in the helicopter crash, he was born July 11th. Okay, so July 11th is the 192nd day of the year. And what was the big Super Bowl number that I was telling you guys about for weeks? Okay, it was the 192. That's because Super Bowl 58 equals 192. Leave the World Behind, Barack Obama's movie, equals 192. Usher Raymond IV, the guy who performed at the Super Bowl, equals 192. And the Super Bowl was 192 days after Barack Obama's birthday. And Obama equals 192 in Sumerian. Okay. The guy who caught the game-winning touchdown pass in the Super Bowl, Kerry McCole Hardman Jr., equals 192. And Usher, the performer who started the Super Bowl, he equals 192. And the song that he opened up the halftime show with was called Caught Up, which equals 192. And this guy that died in a helicopter crash a few days before the Super Bowl, he just happens to be born on the 192nd day of the year. Okay. So again, another connection to the 192. And yeah, and that Hardman guy was from Elberton, Georgia, where the Georgia Guidestones were located. So that's a connection I mentioned in my last live stream. But again, what are the chances? Again, the 192 seems to be always connected in so many different ways. And I've talked about it it seems like 1,000 times by now. So now we're going to talk about why this was a Nigerian thing and how this is, again, connected to Barack, right? So again, I already talked about, if you guys missed it, go back and watch, but I already talked about how they had the same numbers as Barack Hussein Obama. And now these two guys just happen to be Nigerian, right? Both born in Nigeria. Okay, and Nigeria just happens to equal Barack in 2 out of the 4 base ciphers, 126 and 45. And so what are the chances of that? Again, considering I've already connected 2 other numbers to Barack Obama, and now these 2 guys are from Nigeria, and Nigeria equals Barack. Okay. So, and again, they're both bankers. And remember, the Leave the World Behind movie, the main black character was a professional money mover, like a trader, kind of like a banker in a way. So I think it's definitely connected to that movie, Leave the World Behind. And a lot to talk about there, but I'll look more into it towards the end of the stream to see if I can find anything else. So now let's connect Kobe Bryant, because Kobe Bryant, let's see, hold on. Yeah, so that's a good one, David. Next week, February 19th is the 192, because you write the date February 19th, 19/2. So definitely something to watch for next Monday. Yeah, Pat Murphy is saying they're all fallen angels. Well, yeah, that connects to Kobe Bryant, who was played for the Los Angeles Lakers, and he fell from the sky. And remember, he's connected to that movie called Angel Has Fallen, okay, which came out on his birthday. And you're saying that these guys are all fallen angels. Yeah, makes perfect sense. Kobe Bryant is a perfect example of that. So, anyways, let's look into Kobe Bryant and the connection to this guy who dies in a helicopter crash. So Herbert Wigwe, which again, Casey pointed out that he has the same initials as Kobe Bryant's birthday. Kobe Bryant was born on August 23rd, which is H is the 8th letter, W is the 23rd. So Herbert Wigwe, HW, is basically Kobe Bryant's birthday, 8/23. Okay. But look at this. Herbert Wigwe died 179 days of his age. 179. He died in a helicopter crash, 179 days of his age. That's the 41st prime number. And that number is hugely connected to Kobe Bryant because he died at 41 years old in a helicopter crash. Kobe Bryant in gematria equals 41, and he died in this helicopter crash with Herbert Wigwe happened as they were trying to go to the Super Bowl. And Super Bowl just happens to match Kobe Bryant in the same cipher. Okay, 41 and 41. Okay. And what are the chances that this guy dies 179 days after his birthday? That's the 41st prime, and Kobe Bryant equals 41, and they both died in helicopter crashes. Okay. So that makes it, once again, perfectly scripted with Kobe Bryant, perfectly scripted with Barack Obama, with Black History Month. Okay. So we'll see what happens with the banks, because you had 2 bankers going down. And I really think this is symbolism for something with banks. Remember, we had all that bank stuff happen last year, and something to think about. So thank you guys for sharing. Yeah, the HW reminds me of George H.W. Bush as well. Okay, so Casey Jones is saying that Kobe Bryant died exactly 172 Mercury years old, and those 2 bankers that died in the helicopter crash were exactly 17 Mercury years apart. Okay, interesting. Remember, guys, Mercury is the god of transportation, so that's why you have this connection to dying in transportation, like helicopters or cars. You know, there was just a car crash with another Black person that died a few days ago as well. So we've had a lot of crashes. So yeah, he died on the way to the Super Bowl, guys. I mean, what a joke. Let's look at the next slide. Hold on a second. I don't know why my computer's not loading. Okay, I guess that's my last slide. Okay, hold on. We're going to go back. So key points here, all right? Key points that I want to reiterate for people that are just joining the stream, okay? This guy, Herbert Wigwe, died in Black History Month, in a helicopter crash. He died 181 days after his birthday. Or no, the Super Bowl was 181 days after his birthday, and he was traveling to the Super Bowl when he died. Black history, 181. Herbert Wigwe, 181. The first African-American supposed black president, Barack Hussein Obama II, 181. The Super Bowl was on the 42nd day of the year. He was traveling to the Super Bowl. 181 is the 42nd prime. And he was traveling to Boulder City, Nevada, which equals 181. And he was traveling in February, which equals 42, like Jackie Robinson wore 42. Okay. So let me go back to the gematria calculator and show you guys again why this 42 is so important, right? Just so you guys can understand the connection here. And you guys got to keep in your mind that the number 181 is the 42nd prime, okay? Keep that in your mind. So I just told you how big this is. So the N word, which I'm not going to say, equals 42, all right? Slavery equals 42. Of course, that's tied to Black history. The guy who's very famous, Jackie Robinson, Jackie equals 42, okay? And all those 42s connected to blacks, right? And there's been so many rituals with the number 42 when it comes to black. And so then you have Barack Hussein Obama II, who was the first supposed black president. His full name, Barack Hussein Obama II, equals 181, okay, which is the 42nd prime number. And again, I just showed you how they were all tied. Remember, in this plane crash, which was all tied to the number 181, there was 6 people that died in the plane crash, and the number 181 just happens to be the 6th star number as well. And 42, 4 plus 2 is 6. So again, you have a connection to the 6 there. But yeah, a lot to think about with the 181. Let's see what you guys are saying here. Yeah, Mercury equals 40 in gematria. So again, Mercury is all about transportation, guys, and a helicopter is a form of transportation. So Mercury is the god of transportation. Mercury equals 40, okay? And this helicopter crash happened on 2/9/2024, February 9th. So that means that they died on the 40th day of the year, okay? And again, the guy that died in the plane crash was born on the 173rd days left in the year. He was born July 11th. 173 is the 40th prime number. So again, you have that connection to the 40. Mercury equals 40. And then you have he died on the 40th day of the year in a helicopter crash, and Mercury is involved in anything like traveling, right? Just notice that Mercury has the 41 also, like Kobe Bryant died at 41, and he died on the 41st day of the Pope's age, Pope Francis, okay, as he was going to Catholic Mass, right? So a lot to think about there with the Mercury connection, so thanks for bringing that up. Yeah, so anyways, back to the 181. Big key points here was all the 181s I just showed you, right? And just all perfectly tied together. So if there's any questions about that, let me see if there's anyone else saying anything here, and then I'm going to move on to my next point. Yeah, that's a good point, Sean. Both the banker that died this month in the helicopter crash and Kobe Bryant dying in the helicopter crash both happened in Aquarius, which is the god of the air, which is an air sign, and they died in the air, right, or died falling out of the air. Okay, so NC is saying that on February 11th, which was the Super Bowl, the African Cup of Nations final, Nigeria lost 1-2 to the Ivory Coast. Okay, interesting. So the Nigerian team lost the same day as the Super Bowl, and then you had these 2 Nigerians going down in a plane crash a few days before that. Goals were scored in the 38th minute, the 62nd minute, and the 82nd minute. And if you add those up, it equals 181. Very, very good. Good one. Perfect. So hopefully you guys understood that. He's saying that Nigeria Let me see if I can find that. Hold on. Nigeria football team. Yeah, so on the same day of the Super Bowl, which these two Nigerians died in a helicopter crash on the way to the Super Bowl. Remember, also another connection to the Super Bowl was that the Super Bowl was exactly 211 months. And I forgot to mention, the day before these guys died, let me bring that up too. So they unveiled a Kobe statue the day before this helicopter crash, these two Nigerian bankers, right? And they unveiled this statue to honor Kobe Bryant. Just one day before these guys died, and remember, they both died in helicopter crashes, right? Kobe Bryant, and then the next day you have a black helicopter crash. And I just want to point out something. Kobe Bryant's nickname was the Black Mamba, okay? Which is a snake. So Kobe Bryant was nicknamed the Black Mamba. The Super Bowl was on 2/11. Black Mamba equals 2/11, okay? And the Super Bowl was exactly 211 months. Okay, this is important, guys. 211 months or weeks, sorry, after Kobe Bryant's helicopter crash. Okay, so the Super Bowl was on 2/11. It was exactly 211 weeks after Kobe Bryant's statue, or after Kobe Bryant's helicopter crash, and Black Mamba, which was his nickname, equals 2/11. Okay, which is the 47th prime, but I'm not going to get into that. So again, perfectly scripted. All right. So let's look at this Nigeria thing, because on February 11th, 2/11, Nigeria lost to the Ivory Coast. Okay. And if you add the minutes, so when the goals were scored at the 38th minute, the 62nd minute, and the 81st minute, let's get the calculator. 38 plus 62 plus 81. Okay, let's just do that. 38 plus 62 plus 81 equals 181, guys. So you're telling me that 2 days before the Nigerian football team lost, or the Nigerian football team lost in this game, which had a total, the minutes, if you add them up, equals 181. Okay, you're telling me that these two bankers from Nigeria. Okay, hold on, let my computer load here. So these two bankers from Nigeria died, and his name equaled 181, just like that. I just added up the scoring minutes of the goals in the Nigeria game, and it equaled 181. And then I just showed you all the 181s, guys. I mean, just absolutely insane. I mean, this kind of stuff is just ridiculous, you know? He was traveling to Boulder City, Nevada, 181. His name equaled 181. Black History, 181. Yeah, it's just insane. So good catch. Thank you for adding that to here. Yeah, there was also that 5 Marines that died in a helicopter crash before that. Yeah, I didn't look into that yet. I should have, but I didn't have time. But yeah, just absolutely perfectly synced up with this soccer game, you know. And I already told you Nigeria equals Barack in 2 ciphers, okay? Let's see. So thank you for that additional find. But anyway, the Kobe statue was unveiled exactly 211 months after the helicopter crash of Kobe Bryant, and his nickname, the Black Mamba, equals 211. And you can see that they put the Black Mamba, Kobe Bean Bryant, the Black Mamba, right? So perfectly synced. Yeah, Sean is saying that Aquarius is ruled by the planet Uranus, and the orbital period of Uranus is 84 years. Barack Obama's birthday is 8/4. Good one. So let's see. Now we're going to shift gears for a minute because we're going to talk about another story that came out yesterday that needs to be talked about. Okay. Okay, so in yesterday's video, if you guys didn't catch my short, quick 7-minute video I put out yesterday, it wasn't a live stream. It was a short, quick video. I showed how yesterday was such an important day by the numbers for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and JFK. Okay, remember, Joe Biden was 322 prime days old on the day, leaving 322 days in the year. Okay, go back and watch the video. And then this was the big one, guys. Yesterday, the assassination of Kennedy was 21,999 days old, and Kamala was 21,660 days old, which is the reverse, the upside down, right? Because Kamala was born 333 days after the JFK died, okay? So I said I'm waiting for a ritual with Kamala here. And remember, in the Super Bowl, a day before, on the 11th, there was a big 3-3-3 ritual, okay? Patrick Mahomes, the quarterback for the Chiefs, threw for 333 yards. His name equals 333. And just like Kamala was born 333 days after the JFK assassination, Patrick Mahomes, the quarterback who threw for 333, was born 30 years and 333 days after Kamala, okay? Absolutely impossible. And then what happened yesterday? Well, let me see if I can find this slide here. I thought I made a slide of this. So yesterday, the West Virginia senator came out and called for. Let me bring it up because I guess I didn't make a slide. I forgot to make a slide. So again, yesterday when I was saying was a big important day for Kamala Harris, yesterday there was a West Virginia senator that came out and said Kamala should enact the 25th Amendment. Okay. And the 25th Amendment is basically saying that she should take over for Biden because he can't complete his duties, right? And this guy's name was Patrick. Just like Patrick Mahomes, it was in the Super Bowl. See if I can get him to come up. Hold on. So this guy yesterday named Patrick Morrissey, okay, he came out and said that Kamala should enact the 25th Amendment and replace Joe Biden. Right here. West Virginia Attorney General urges Vice President Harris to invoke the 25th Amendment. Okay. And why would it be interesting if Kamala Harris would invoke the 25th Amendment on Biden? Well, because Biden equals 25. So is Biden going to get removed with the 25th Amendment because Biden equals 25? And again, I told you the day before that yesterday was lining up perfectly with the numbers for Kamala Harris. And then you have this story come out that Patrick Morrissey of West Virginia says that Kamala should enact the 25th Amendment. Remember, the Chiefs, the Kansas City Chiefs, like the commander-in-chiefs, right? They won the game on just few days before this. They won the game by 25. They won the game with 25 points. And then here comes this guy saying that Kamala should enact the 25th Amendment. Okay. And the guy who caught the winning touchdown in the Super Bowl was 25 years old, and he caught it to score 25 points. And 25 is not a normal number for a football score. If you guys watch football, you know 25 is not an easy number to hit in a football game. So it's very important that they scored 25 points because they're trying to symbolize the 25th Amendment, okay, which is talking about the vice president taking over for the president. And again, I said Biden equals 25. So will Biden be replaced with the 25th Amendment? Seems to make sense that he would be. So that happened yesterday. And notice that this guy is from West Virginia. Okay. And West Virginia kind of reminds me of the Virgin Mary, because West Virginia, I believe, is super connected to the Virgin Mary. The Virgin, right? Virginia. So West Virginia, okay. Notice that it equals 156, which is an important number. I'm going to talk about that number in a minute. But I want you guys to notice that West Virginia, because this senator was from West Virginia, it equals 168, okay? And the Super Bowl a few days before was all about Taylor Swift, who also equals 168, okay? So interesting that Taylor Swift was like a big symbol in this game. And then this West Virginia guy comes out a day after that and says that this woman should invoke the 25th Amendment. And it looks like we have another guy coming out just today saying this, because this is posted just an hour ago, saying Attorney General and fellow Republican primary candidate for West Virginia Governor Mac Warren. Okay, it's the same guy. But anyways, let's see what you guys are saying. You guys are talking about the Kobe thing right now. I see. Yeah, the QR code in the movie Leave the World Behind took you to West Virginia, right? So I also thought that was connected, that now you have this West Virginia guy coming out saying that Kamala should take over. And it doesn't really make sense, because this guy is a Republican and he's saying that he's talking about this Democrat Kamala taking over. So it doesn't really make a lot of sense. But it doesn't really need to make sense. But anyways, in case you guys were wondering about this guy's gematria, I mean, let's look into this guy who said Kamala should take over as president, right? His name is Patrick James Morrissey, okay? Which is the same initials as Patrick Mahomes, the quarterback who won with the Chiefs a day before that, okay? But I want to show you just how the gematria points us again to the connections here. Notice that his full name, Patrick James Morrissey, equals 292. Kind of like the phrase Commander-in-Chief equals 292, okay? In the same cipher. So this guy equals Commander-in-Chief, and he's coming out and saying that Kamala Harris should be Commander-in-Chief. Well, look at this guy's other gematria, okay? His gematria is 248 and 95, kind of like first woman president equals 248 and 95. You see this? So hopefully you guys are seeing this. He comes out and saying that the first woman president should take power, and his name equals first woman president in two ciphers, and also equals Commander-in-Chief, right? Which is another name for the president. Also, if you use just his middle initial, I found it very interesting, because they do use their middle initial, kind of like Donald J. Trump uses his middle initial. Notice that Patrick J. Morrissey, the guy who says Kamala should be president, equals 84 and 222, kind of like President Harris equals 84 and 222. So let me just take all this away and show you what I mean. So now you guys can see how this guy is hugely connected in the gematria to Kamala Harris being president. If you use his middle initial, Patrick J. Morrissey equals President Harris. If you use his full name, it equals first woman president and equals Commander-in-Chief. Okay, and he came out yesterday and said she should be the first woman. All right, so, okay, let's talk about the even more interesting thing. So now that I got that Kamala news out of the way, I mean, Dr. Boom, I've been showing in my videos that most likely her code, her numbers is in the code for her to take over. So, I mean, most likely there will be a financial crash under the first female president. I've seen a lot of clues, because as soon as the first female comes in, there will be a huge financial crash in America, I believe. Now, I may be wrong, but I think that that's what they're going to do. They're going to blame it on her. She's going to be the scapegoat, okay? Her and Biden both, but, that's what it's going to be. I could go into the details of why I think that, but I don't have the time for that in this video. So anyways, yesterday, the same day that this thing with Kamala Harris was going on, it was finalized in the House. Okay, it was finalized in the House on February 13th, like the date 213, that the Secretary, the Secretary of Homeland Security, Mayorkas, is impeached. Okay, and this was the first impeachment in almost 150 years of a cabinet member. Okay, so big, it's been a long time. And just notice the vote in which he lost. He got impeached with a vote of 214 to 213. And he got impeached on 213, and today is 214. So, I mean, come on. I don't see how people can't see how rigged this is. What are the chances that he gets impeached and the amount of people that voted for him was 213, and this happened on the date 213, okay? And today is 214, and he lost with a total of votes of 214. And basically, I want to show you how this Homeland Security, why do I think it's crazy that the Homeland Security Director is getting impeached? Well, they're telling us something is going to go wrong with our Homeland Security. The reason that he's getting impeached is because he's being blamed for the border crisis, which is also Kamala Harris and Joe Biden's fault. Okay, so this all ties to the border crisis that's going on. The border is pretty much open for Mexico, and so he's getting impeached because of that, right? But it has to go to the Senate first, and most likely it will not pass in the Senate. He just got impeached in the House, but the Senate will not uphold it. But anyway, from the day that he was impeached on February 13th to his next birthday is 9 months and 11 days, guys. So the Homeland Security Director is impeached 9 months and 11 days before his birthday. And he was impeached 1106 days after he took office, which is kind of like the upside down of the 119, okay? So he took office on February 2nd, 2021, and he was impeached on February 13th, 2024. That's 1106 days. And if you flip the 9, you get the 119. So it's the upside down 9/11 code. And it was 9/11 days before his birthday. Also, yesterday and today also is 22 years, 22 weeks, and 2 days after the 9/11 attack. Okay. And he was impeached 9/11 days before his birthday. So it was the all twos, right? And we know that 22 is the master number. So it was 22 years, 22 weeks, and 2 days. Also, if you do it by the days, it was 22 years and 156 days after 9/11. Okay. So why is 156 important? Because 156 is 9/11 is the 156 prime number. So I want you guys to understand this. What are the chance that he is impeached 9/11 days before his birthday and 156 days after 9/11, and 9/11 is the 156 prime number, okay, right here. So they're telling us the next 9/11 is coming, guys. The next event that shakes the United States is coming, because this guy is the Homeland Security Director. He's in charge of securing the homeland, and he's connected to the 9/11, right? So definitely not a coincidence, definitely super scripted, and definitely ominous for what I think is coming this year. Also, I want to point out that he was impeached 18 weeks and 3 days after the Hamas war started on Vladimir Putin's birthday. So he was impeached 18 weeks and 3 days, like 183, after Vladimir Putin's birthday, which is October 7th. Vladimir Putin equals 183, Alejandro Mayorkas 183, Order Out of Chaos 183, and President Harris 183. This all happened on the same day, all connected to the 183. And again, the war the Hamas terrorists attacked Israel 18 weeks and 3 days before the Homeland Security Director was impeached. And that was on Vladimir Putin's birthday, and he equals 183. Okay. Vladimir Putin was tied both to both wars. He was the one who attacked Ukraine, and Hamas attacked Israel on his birthday. Okay. So Vladimir Putin equals order out of chaos, which basically means they create chaos in order to get more order. And then it also equals the Homeland Security Director, Alejandro Mayorkas. Okay. And he was the one impeached. So just another important number to think about. And so, yeah, thank you guys for watching. Let me jump into the chat. Will you guys please hit the like button? If you're just joining, please hit the like button. Or if you guys haven't already, I'd really appreciate that. Yeah, definitely ask. I'm not going to say that word, but definitely what you're saying, Dr. Boom. So does anyone else have any additions? Let's see what you guys are saying. I don't have as many people in the chat tonight. I'm guessing that the Super Bowl fever has worn down a bit, because this is my first live stream that doesn't really connect to the Super Bowl. Of course, it actually still does connect to the Super Bowl. But again, guys, I think what I'm showing here is pretty clear. And yeah, thank you guys for joining. Help me get the likes up. And if you guys want to support the channel, you can also go to my Buy Me a Coffee link. That's also at the top of this chat. I really appreciate that. So if there's no one else that has any additions, I've got my eyes on the chat. So if there's anything else that you guys want to share. Yeah, I think that's the point, Dr. Boom. If she gets the president, that means, I really think that means that's when the big events come, you know. Yeah, Casey, I saw that you were talking about the Batman building in Nashville that got bombed. The Nashville building a few years ago got bombed on Christmas, and the address for that building was 333. I haven't looked into that, but I'm sure it connects. Yeah, Taylor Swift obviously did begin her career in Nashville. Yep, that's a good point. Oh, okay. So Super Bowl 58 was 13 Mercury years after the Nashville bombing. Okay, that's pretty impressive. Good one. Let's see. Yeah, I think they can be. M, to answer your question, I think it's possible, but I think it's possible for everyone. Doesn't matter if they're Ashkenaz, you know, if they're, I don't, like I said, I don't want to say that word in the chat, but okay, Sean, thank you. He's a Leo, right? Which is opposite of Aquarius. That makes sense. Yep. That's a good connection. All right, guys. Well, I guess I'm going to make this a bit of a shorter stream because, again, this isn't like not a lot of people in the chat tonight. So just wanted to get this this stream out there so you guys can see the connection between the helicopter crash. If you guys are just joining in, if you guys are just joining in, go back and watch. I talked about the helicopter crash, talked about the Kobe statue. I talked about Mayorkas being impeached, all that different stuff. And again, thank you guys for joining along. Thank you for hitting the like button. Appreciate it. And I'll be back in a few days as usual with another live stream. And yeah, thank you guys so much. And God bless you all. And I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.